Hello, welcome back. We are still in the beginning of my 30 days of homeopathic remedies, and now I've got the most common one that a lot of people have already heard of, a lot of people are already using, but I just have to have it near the beginning because every single household needs Arnica. Your purse needs Arnica. Your car needs Arnica. You need to have Arnica wherever you are in case of an accident or an injury. I have carried Arnica with me since probably about 1995 or 1996. I'm never without it. When I had nothing but what I could carry, spending a month in Morocco, I had my Arnica with me. It comes in strengths of 6, 30, 200, and even 1 million. I do keep all of those on hand, or try to, but the 30 and the 200 are the most important for you to have. Again, like all the rest, the 30 is easy to find. And even like in our vitamin shop, they don't carry a 200 strength in anything except for Arnica. So that's helpful. What you do is you take it just like all the other remedies, 1 dose, which is 4 pellets under the tongue, as soon as anything happens, as soon as your child falls down, as soon as you close your finger in a drawer or a door, any kind of injury. And depending on the severity of the injury will determine which strength you use. Most bumps and bruises are good with the 30, and so you would just take it immediately, and then just depending, maybe every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes for the first hour, and then see how it is. You can repeat it every hour or 2 hours after that for a little while if you need to, but I find that that's almost never necessary. So the 200 is good if it's a more severe injury, like you've hammered your finger with a hammer really hard or something like that. Then you'd want to go to the higher, take it with the same directions, and it'll really, really, really lessen the long-term effects of your injury. You won't have the swelling, you won't have the bruising, you won't have the pain for a really long time like you would have if it went untreated. So yeah, just trust me, take my word on this one. Have your Arnica within an arm's reach almost pretty much anywhere you go. Give it to your friends and family for gifts at Christmas, birthdays. It's just that helpful. In fact, the Arnica, I think, is one of my very first at-home remedies that I got back in the 90s when I was living in Sedona and had a roommate that was totally into homeopathy, and at that point I didn't know anything about it yet. And she had a little girl who was 2 or 3 at the time. I can still see it in my mind's eye. She loses her balance and topples forward onto the Mexican ceramic tile floor head first. She didn't have time to break her fall with her hands or anything. Her forehead hit the floor with the full force of her body behind, and it was a horrifying thing to see. Of course, she was screaming and crying, and a goose egg came up on her forehead so fast. I mean, right before our very eyes. It was huge and purple, and it was really scary because head injury. So while I watched, my roommate scooped up her daughter, ran into the kitchen, and got Arnica out of the kitchen cabinet, put it in her daughter's mouth, and we were standing there, and I want to say within 5 minutes, her daughter's head was completely smooth. The goose egg was gone. There was no bruising. There was maybe a little redness, but 99% of any trace of her having just fallen went away. That was something to see. When you start seeing things like that right before your very eyes, you can't argue with it. So that, and my own experience with my own son's heavy-duty viral illness that the doctor wasn't able to treat, seeing that reverse and cure within a couple hours, plus seeing the head injury vanish almost completely right before my very eyes, I've been a devotee and student and just follower of homeopathy ever since. It's tremendous. It's miraculous. And it's just so neat to have that feeling of empowerment, to know that, things happen and people fall and people just, have household accidents, especially if there's any home improvement projects going on, or I don't know how many times over the years I've stubbed a toe or kicked a piece of furniture, anything. I mean, things happen all the time. And instead of suffering through it at its full capacity, you can really, really lessen the damage that's done to your body and the suffering that you have to go through. And it's fantastic. It's so cheap. It's so readily available. It keeps for a really long time. Store it the way I tell you to store all of them. Just be mindful of that. And that's it. So that's today's remedy is Arnica montana. That's the full name. Get it in a 30 and a 200. If you're a daredevil, then get the 1 million just in case. That would be for like if someone falls off a ladder or, something big. But you'll have it. You'll have it on hand. So that's it for today. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And we'll look forward to coming back with you tomorrow for another homeopathic remedy. Thanks.